Greetings of peace. My name is Ram Hotep, broadcasting on behalf of 13signsastrology.com. That's the number 13, signs plural, astrology.com. I'm doing this video, it's long overdue. I've dealt with a lot of information pertaining to God and God's existence and exactly what God means and who God is. You can go and check my videos out pertaining to God, but this video is going to go into Lucifer and Satan. Lucifer and Satan. Who is Lucifer and who is Satan? Now, according to the scriptures, Lucifer means the bringer of light, or the torchbearer, or the carrier of light. The term Lucifer in in Latin means the carrier of light or the bringer of light. And the term Satan comes from the Hebrew term shaitan, the Arabic Hebrew term shaitan. And shaitan means adversary. It means adversary. So this is what the terms mean as far as Lucifer and Satan. Now let us go into exactly who Lucifer is, who Satan is. Now, Lucifer is a class of Anunnaki, that are what you would call disagreeable. Now, this class of Anunnaki, the Luciferians, they decided that they wanted to break away from the Galactic Confederation. And I'm going to do a video on the Galactic Confederation. But there's something called the Galactic Confederation, and this is a confederation of beings of various beings throughout the galaxies and throughout our universe that sit on a council or a confederation. And these Luciferians, they have Luciferians that are on the Galactic Confederation, but this group of Luciferians that I'm speaking of broke away from the Galactic Confederation because they decided that they didn't agree with the Galactic Confederation and some of their rules and customs on how they govern the universe. They believe that the Galactic Confederation was really set up to worship, the leaders of the Galactic Confederation, and they felt like people should be able to, beings should be able to govern themselves. And the Luciferians are basically a group of self-governing beings. This is where you get the story from, where Lucifer in the Bible, for those of you that are into the Bible, when Lucifer was casted out of heaven, if you remember, he had a disagreement with God. And he was cast out of heaven. And God cast him out of heaven and cast him into the earth. Now, this took place thousands upon millions of years ago. But the thing is that when they say that he was cast into the earth, there is more than one earth. There is more than one planet around the universe that's similar to Earth as far as an evolutionary planet. So when they say that he was cast into Earth, this means that Lucifer was cast into an evolutionary planet that's similar to Earth. This planet that we are on here was called an evolutionary planet. It's similar to a school, basically. Now, they have other planets that are not evolutionary planets, which means that they're set. These planets are set. They're not evolving anymore. They're not revolving. These planets are set as to the way that they already are going to be. Now, Earth is an evolutionary planet, or like a school, kind of like if you were in the NBA, this is like the practice grounds for when you go to the real game. Now, they have other planets that are like the real thing or the real game, and this is just like the practice ground. So this is pretty much a school or an experience, as you heard me talk about in other videos. So Lucifer was cast into an evolutionary planet like the Earth, and he was definitely cast here to this planet, which is called Earth, but at this time it was called Tiamat. And he was cast into other planets as well. He was cast into Saturn, Venus. He was cast into even certain factions of Lucifer exist on the moon of Saturn. Certain groups of Luciferians exist on Mars. The moon of Saturn, they exist on Titan. Certain Luciferians exist on the moon of Saturn called Titan. Some Luciferians exist on Pluto. So when they say that he was cast into the earth, this is saying he was given dominion. Remember in the Bible it says that Lucifer was given dominion over the earth. Now, I use the Bible and I teach from the Bible, and it's a reason for that. I'm going to do a video on the scriptures and their extraterrestrial origins really, really soon here. So I use the Bible as definitely in my works, because the Bible is definitely a book that documents a lot of ET contact and connection as far as to the earth. But the thing is that most people that are into religion and things like that, they don't realize that this is a story about ETs, because people that are into these religions, they totally have lost the meaning of what the Bible is speaking of, because they don't realize that the Bible is a compilation of older texts. That's right, the Bible is a compilation of older texts, like your Hebrew text, some of your Greek texts. And they basically took and compiled a lot of texts. When they put together the Bible, they compiled a lot of texts and called it the Bible. It's 66 books that all take place in different time periods. But this is all dealing with extraterrestrial contact, because when you go to the original sources of these texts, you'll find out that the people that put together these texts were openly and admittedly in contact with extraterrestrial beings. So this may sound new to us now, but this is because of the Luciferians. The Luciferians took and confused you, and they were responsible for initiating your prophets, initiating your messengers and things of this nature into the religious schools, and they basically separated them from the ancient mythology and put them into the religious theology. So this is what happened. So the Luciferians, even in your Bible it says this, so I'm not making this up. The Luciferians were given dominion over the earth. It says Satan was given dominion. He was here before man got here, because he was here before man got here. You know why? Because in the Adam and Eve story, when man was put inside of the Garden of Eden, the enclosed garden, it was already a snake there. It was already a Luciferian snake there. So that proves to you that this being that you call Lucifer was already here on the earth, not in hell. Like you talk about the devil and all this, not in hell. I'm talking about a Luciferian being that's walking amongst you even right now. And he takes the form of this Luciferian, is basically a council. It's actually a group of beings, the Luciferians. That's what they're called according to the ET doctrine. Now I'm walking you through the ET doctrine now. So the Luciferians are a group of beings that, like I said, disagreed with the council, and they were cast into earth because they had a war. They wanted to take over the heavens, and those beings that control the heavens, which is another group of beings that control the heavens, pushed them out into the physical realm. They pushed them out of the heavens, and they pushed them into this fourth and third dimensional reality. And they were given dominion here, and this is what was their abode for a time period. But then when the Adama projects took place, which was the making of Adam, in the Bible where you hear about the making of Adam, Adam was put into the earth, and Adam became the ruler, or the representative, or the vicegerent of the Anunnaki, or what you would call the Elohim. Adam became the vicegerent of the Elohim here on this planet. And the Luciferians got mad about this. So this is why they decided to deceive this Adam through his so-called wife Eve or whatever, which is a whole nother story, because Eve and the Evites were already here, which were the women that were here on this planet before the Adamites came here, because it was women involved here on this planet before the Adamites came here. So I'm giving you a lot of information here really, really quick. So the Luciferians, basically, they are humanity's arch enemy. They do not want to see us evolve. I mean, the Luciferians, basically, what they do is they use our energy to keep their world going. They use us basically like slaves, pretty much. And they take our energy, and they use our energy to keep their world going. Now, they have a world in the center of the earth. They've been on this planet a lot longer than us, so they know about more caverns, and they know about portals and different things on the earth or whatever that we don't know about. They know about different portals that are in the oceans and things of that nature. You have to realize that scientists haven't discovered not even 30% of the oceans. I mean, the oceans are totally untapped territory. So, I mean, we really think that we know about this planet, but we don't know what's in this planet. But I do, you know what I'm saying? Because certain people that can channel and get in contact with these beings or whatever, realize what's on this planet and what's in this planet. That's the question of what's in this planet. So the Luciferians, they've been here for a long time, and they live in the center of the earth. They live up under the waters. They live in various caverns in the center of the earth, and there's various ways to get to the center of the earth. Some of the portals are in Africa. Some of the portals are in Shambhala, which you would call, not in Shambhala, but in the Mount Shasta Mountains in California. Some of the portals are in the Mammoth Caves in Kentucky. You have portals in China, but there's many portals to get to the center of the earth. And these Luciferians, they've been knowing about this or whatever, so they use us here on the surface to keep their world going on the center of the earth. So we're basically used as pawns, because as long as they keep us up under control and we're not able to contact the higher council and contact what you would call the most higher God, as long as we couldn't contact that higher council, we would always be slaves to the Luciferians. So they created the religions for us and things of that nature to keep us up under this certain control. And they have another group called the Satanists. The Satanists are reptilians as well, just like the Luciferians. Now keep in mind, the Luciferians aren't just reptilians. Some of them are mammalian looking beings. Some of them are greys, what you would call greys, but they're actually called Rumardians. The original term for the Greys were called Rumardians. And some of them, that's what the Sumerians called them. Now, some of them are called Greys. Some of them were from the planet called Vulcan, which is actually called Meldek. And they're called Meldekians. They're Luciferians. So you have various groups of Luciferians that look like different beings. I mean, being a Luciferian is just like somebody saying that they're a Freemason. Just because you're a Freemason doesn't necessarily denote your nationality. You have Chinese Freemasons. You have so-called African-American Freemasons. You have European Freemasons. What's the same thing with the Luciferians? This is a order, the Luciferian order. So you have the Satanists now. Let me touch on the Satanists while I still have time. Now, the Satanists are a group of beings that they work with the Luciferians. They work hand in hand. But the thing is that the Satanists, their game is a little bit different. Their game is to keep you trapped and stuck in third dimension. See, not only do they want your energy, they don't just want your energy. Their goal is to totally control you, to control your mind to where you keep reincarnating back to the third dimension so that you will never ascend to the next level. Because the only thing that keeps this dimension real as far as the third dimensional reality is the fact that all of these minds that are here in the third dimensional reality, we create our own reality through the power of our mind, called the law of attraction, correct? Many of you have heard of that. But the thing is about the law of attraction, they're using that and flipping it on us. Because as long as they keep control of our mind, and as long as they implant themselves in our mind, we'll constantly keep reincarnating back here because we feel like this is real. So we'll never cycle to higher dimensions. See, the goal is to master this level, to go to the next level, and to go to the next level. But the thing is that these Satanists, they want to keep you trapped here so that they can keep this world real. Because that's the only thing that keeps this world real is our minds. See, we empower this world. I'm saying humans. Humans empower this world, but you have groups here that want to keep control over us. And like I said, these groups are living in the center of the earth, and many people know about them, and many people make pacts with them. These Luciferians came from the Draconian star constellation. They come from all over. They come from all over. You even have a group of Luciferians that exist on Sirius B, I believe it is, right now. You have a group of Luciferians that exist there. You have a group of Luciferians that exist in Orion. This is why in the Bible they speak so highly of Uranus or Orion, because this is where the Luciferians taught man that they came from. In the Bible they speak of Orion now. In the Bible. So, I mean, this is not just some alien spaced out guy talking here. This is right in your Bible. So before you start to come with that religious stuff, make sure you do your homework, because it's right in your Bible. And I will show you. They talk about all of these star constellations, and they talk about all of these beings right in your Bible. So people need to just wake up to the real control. See, the thing is that they use these religions to control you. They're using these religions to control you. These are the Luciferians posing and saying that they're God or the Most High. They're posing as gods, calling themselves God or the Most High. They're not God. You know what I'm saying? They're gods, but they're not the Most High God. They're not the creator that created all this, but they want you to think they are because they're very intelligent and they're smart. You got to remember, the devil is brilliant. Lucifer is brilliant. And certain people are working with these beings to get things. These are people that are in power right now. Your New World Order guys are working with the Luciferians or whatever. And they're basically working with them so that they can stay in power, because the Luciferians are teaching them things and giving them an edge over on people that don't know about these things. So this is why your world rulers can rule you. You ever asked yourself, how come the world rulers stay in power? And how can they do this or whatever? Like, how did they figure out how to get into people's minds and keep control over them? It's because they're working with advanced beings that know your nature in and out. So they control you through your mind. You know what I'm saying? And then they take your energy to empower their world. They sift you and take your energy to empower their world and keep their thing going. So this is the Luciferians, and this is basically what it means as far as the attributes of Lucifer, and this is exactly what they do. They use the light. This is why they're called beings of light. They use the light to deceive you. They use the light to deceive you. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? And basically the Satanists are your adversary because they don't want to see you ascend. They don't want to see you ascend. And these are two classes of beings. One are like vampires that take energy. The other group are like mind controllers, MK Ultras that want to control you and keep you trapped here in third dimension. I hope this helped. As far as Lucifer and Satan, this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want me to do a part two, I can do a part two. But this is just the tip of the iceberg on who exactly Lucifer is and who Satan is. I thank you for watching this video, and I'll leave you in peace and love.